Good evening, everybody. It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. Happy Friday. Good evening, everyone. We're here to discuss the latest United news and also preview the game against Manchester City on Sunday, lads and lasses. The Manchester derby is upon us. Not coming at the best time, is it, for United? We're looking a bit shite. But look, stranger things have happened. We'll get into all the details of it in a moment in this stream. We're going to preview the game, predictions, look at the team news, injuries, etc. And just generally get into it. And we'll have a big Q&A at the end of the stream as well. Welcome, everyone in the chat. What's going on? Roberto Kennedy, Kevin Kilban, Mohammed, Simon Cowie. Great to see you, mate. How you been? Crazy Joe Davola, PJ, Mark Rose, Simon Warner. Everybody who's in here, happy Friday night, guys. Get in there. Thank you for joining us aboard the Bacon Express this evening. We've got plenty to get into. Big game coming up Sunday, obviously. Manchester derby. It's the battle of the Baldies. Slapheads versus slapheads. What's going on? We've got Guardiola versus Ten Hag. You know, we've got to say Eric Ten Hag's Manchester United right now are looking a little bit on the ropey side of things. Just style-wise. Struggling a little bit for performances, struggling a little bit for results. Made a min of that Forest game the other day, got done by Fulham the other day. Struggling to get the better of gash teams like that. Never mind struggling to get the better of a team like Manchester City, who are a dominant force, control games of football, possession-style team, etc. I don't have a very good feeling about this one, guys. Let's just be real. Man United are looking pretty bang average right now. City, although I don't think this is the best edition of City we've ever seen, they're still City. They've still got Pep Guardiola. They've still got those hosts of talents. You look at them on the back of that game against Luton the other day in the FA Cup. Haaland's banged in 5. Kevin De Bruyne has provided 4 assists. These guys are going to be up for it on Sunday. These guys are going to be fit and available. And so we've got our work cut out for ourselves, especially when you consider Man United's backline is basically made of Play-Doh. It's a mishmash guff set of absolute, it's like, trying to squeeze a star through one of the square-shaped holes in a Play-Doh factory sometimes, this team at the back. Amrabat probably coming in at left back. It's a little bit suspect. I've got a feeling that Manchester City will be licking their lips at the prospect of playing Manchester United at this particular moment in time. Kay Slater, how are you tonight, mate? Welcome in. It's red versus blue, boo boy. Absolutely. Both teams will lose. Well, Mickey Lund, let's just get into the live chat very quickly here. By the way, I forgot to say, do us a favour at the start of this stream, everybody. Take a second to smash that like button at the start of the stream here. It will help the stream out. It's free. You might as well twat the liketh button. Hit the thumbs up right now and share it around on social media if you want. You can repost it. The link is pinned to the top of the chat there for the x.com link. Give us a repost. That will help spread the word out there as well. And give us a follow up if you want. And if you're new to this channel, consider hitting the old subscribe button so you can have your say and get involved also. Nice one. Right, so yeah, in terms of the way the teams are going about it, Manchester City just are obviously a much more well-oiled machine under Pep Guardiola at this moment in time. Ten Hag, in my opinion, he's got time to turn things around, but it's already looking pretty bleak for the guy. With a new regime of leadership coming into the hierarchy of Manchester United, he's got between now and summer to change everybody's opinion. I think most people are probably thinking that, well, let's be honest, with a goal difference of 0 and all the points we are off of first place Liverpool and all the teams that we are contending with right now and where we're at, things are going shite. We don't really have a suitable, a really good, stable situation at the moment. And a lot of that has to fall with Ten Hag. Yes, this is a set of players that, are lacking in the bollock department. And we've definitely got issues with personnel in there. We've got some egos. We've got some prima donna melters. But we also do have a coach who's working with this team and has spent money on this team and is hopefully going to get this team to play a certain way. One thing I want to just touch on, I seem to see a lot of talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for some reason at this moment in time. I don't know if you're seeing this, guys. Smash a 1 if you're seeing this. Ole, for some reason, is like hot shit right now. He's a hot topic right now. People talk about Ollie. I think it's because Ten Hag sort of struggled lately and people are thinking about maybe the passion that we did show under Ollie. I don't think there was the tactical acumen and whatnot to really, suggest that he was a genius tactically or anything. No, but we set up well. We countered very well. Whenever we came up against City, we actually gave them really good games and pinch results. There was a certain team unity going on there. It wasn't perfect, but it certainly... in my opinion, it was a better period of time than this than this season, at least. Last season under Ten Hag was positive. We've made strides forward a little bit there, but we've gone backwards. And I think, you've got to be honest and say it's not really working out this season. Hopefully we can turn it around, but crikey, we're going to have to turn it around. We're going to have to turn it around now. We're going to have to go on a run. We're going to win. We're going to have to win. And unless Ten Hag does that, yeah, he's probably on the chopping block in the summer, isn't he? Ollie was better, says PJ. Well, let's just ask the live chat. Who do you think was better for Manchester United? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Erik Ten Hag? So if you were to ask me that question last season, I would have said that based on how things have changed, based on what we started to win, i.e. getting to FA Cup finals, League Cup final, top four, I'd have said things are going in the right direction under Ten Hag and he's got tactical acumen. But from what I've seen this season and how badly United have played and the issues we've had generally in actually getting the best out of the players and which players are playing and all the rest of it, I don't know. I think I'll probably favour the Ollie era. To be honest, guys, I think I'll favour the Ollie era, but it's a tough one. I don't know what. It's a bit of a pointless topic, but I do see a lot of people talking about it. So, for instance, I don't know if you've seen these interviews with that have been going around with Cesc Fabregas, Arsenal scum, ex-Arsenal scummer. He's made some interesting points and valid points, if you ask me. He basically said on Erik Ten Hag that he doesn't know what his game plan is. Says, I don't know if he has structure. I don't know what his message is. At least with Solskjaer, there was a plan. Defend well and have great breaks. And to be fair, that was what we sort of saw, especially in the key crunch games against big teams, out of that PSG game or, some Manchester derbies under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We did see the team set up defensively, but countering effectively and getting results. And we haven't really seen that under Erik Ten Hag. So I kind of agree with what this Cesc Fabregas little melt stick, keep your Man United's name out your mouth, melter. Kind of agree with what he's saying there. And then also, what have I said recently? Manchester United possibly the easiest team to get turned over on the counter. There's just something about when we lose possession of the football, our players are all at sea. There's a lack of organisation. Maybe it's because this team, particularly the back line at the moment, has got injuries and there's definitely a lack of understanding going on there. I think it looks like it anyway, playing like a bunch of strangers sometimes. And the organisation isn't there, but we get turned over on the break so easily. You see, bang average teams have chance after chance after chance, moving the ball swiftly on the counter. We don't seem to be able to defend well against teams breaking on us whatsoever. And he said this, he said, it cannot happen that a top team gets done on the counter so many times in one half or over 60 minutes. And this shows that they're lacking something. And if you look at the last two games in particular, the Fulham game and the Forest game, it's disgraceful how many chances we give away from turning over possession and just giving the ball away and then being completely all at sea and not being able to defend. So I do agree. I think we've got a serious problem at just defending right now. At least under Ollie, there was an element of defensive solidity, certainly in those big games when you are backs to the wall defending against the tough oppositions like the cities of this world and you're trying to pinch a result. Now, obviously Solskjaer wasn't the messiah, but the first 2 years under Ollie, they were pretty good, weren't they? I personally think they were pretty good the first couple of years under Ollie there. Sing Games, what's happening, you legend? Yes. Sing Games chiming in here. He says, Pig, Ollie got second with Matic. When Matic left, we had the worst team in history. Erik Ten Hag came in and lost all of his games until he got a CDM, then got us third. Now, look, without Cassie, we are the worst team. A fair play, I think we're probably not any better than we were under Ollie. In fact, that's a good point. So if you just take Ollie, any of Ollie's teams, and play against any of Erik Ten Hag's teams, it would be it'd be very hard to predict who would come out on top, really. I don't think there's been that much of a leap forward in the way we're doing things. In fact, in a lot of ways, stylistically, we've gone backwards. You think Ollie was way better than Ten Hag. Interesting. I loved Ollie, to be fair. When Ollie was at the club, the first couple of seasons, it just felt right, didn't it? It just kind of felt right to have like this ex-United legend managing us. It felt right. Ten Hag came in, he's butted heads with a lot of people since he's been in here. And I think some of it justified, of course, the Ronaldo guff, all that. In a way, though, Ronaldo's kind of been vindicated quite a lot by what he said and getting away from the circus of United, maybe, and also the underachieving sort of aspect of United. We are definitely a team that needs massive change. We need big directional change from the hierarchy, which is hopefully coming now. But just all I'm saying is Man United need to work on how we play our football. If we were playing City with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as our manager, we would be quite confident. Maybe we could set up to be defensively robust and to counter well and break well and score goals and maybe pinch something from the game. I've got to be honest, this is the worst I've felt going into a Manchester derby in some time, as in having a very little faith in my team, Manchester United, to perform to any decent sort of a standard. I personally think that this United side is going to get drubbed up by Manchester City on Sunday. I think we're going to get absolutely spanko-jankoed. And it's not going to be a good look for us, but I can't see any other outcome. City are just too strong at the moment. It's not that they're an amazing form or an amazing City side right now compared to last season or anything. They're obviously off of last season, but they're still City. They're still up there. They're still a well-oiled team. They're at home. Man United have looked guff against bang-average sides, let alone up against really top sides. We've got injury problems. There is injury problems. That backline's going to be a mishmash mess of guff going into this game. We're without a proper goal scorer. Rasmus Højlund is a big loss for us. He's a massive player for us, really. Look at all the quality moments he's had in recent weeks for us before the injury, obviously. Huge loss. And now we've got Marcus Rashford playing up the top as the striker. I mean, he's not really going to strike fear into the opposition based on his recent form and everything. Now, he might turn up. It's a derby. We're hoping that these players are going to turn up, show passion, and hope that some of this form is going to be completely, pointless to discuss, because it's a derby and it's a passion game, and it's an opportunity for Man United to show something. And so therefore, maybe the form doesn't matter so much going into these derby games, like the old adage says. But at the same time, you've got to say City are just in a better place right now. They're much more likely to win this game of football. If United get something from the game, it'll be an absolute miracle. If we can get a result, a draw, a win, it'll be an absolute miracle. But if I'm being totally honest, guys, this is the worst I felt going into a game of football against Manchester City in some time. Let's get your score predictions in there. My score prediction on Sunday is Manchester City 3, Man United 0. That is my prediction. Honestly, I don't say that lightly, because usually I try to be as optimistic as possible. And obviously I want Man United to win, and I still think we've got a chance in the game. Of course we've got a chance in the game. It's a game of football. Football's a crazy old game. But I genuinely think City just be too strong for us right now, based on our recent performances and how we look and where we're at. Confidence, style, tactics, everything. We are a shite show of a shell of a team compared to what we should be anyway. We might be okay, might be sixth place, might be goal difference is 0. So that's where we're at. We're a struggling team, and therefore I feel like City will just dominate us, basically. But I hope I'm wrong. Football's a funny game. Hopefully we can get a result. We'll just park the bus. Yes, Malps, in previous seasons I think that might have worked. So under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, parking the bus maybe would work in that instance. I feel like we had good organisation. Defensively we were good. But you know what? Recently, even if we did that, I feel like a lot of these games we've seen recently, the opposition teams have had the lion's share of possession. And we've not looked particularly good defending against any of these teams. City are going to have a lot of possession. You either go about it two ways against City. You go all guns blazing, attack, try and match them blow for blow, which is a terrible idea for Man United to do right now, because we're not a great footballing side. And we'll leave so many vulnerabilities at the back if we do so. But that's one option. The other option is to play park the bus, counter-attack, sit back, hit them on the break when you can. That's what we're probably going to have to do, and that's what we should do. But you know what? This particular United side, with this particular set of players and the defenders and how we're going about and how we look, we're just playing into City's hands, really. Yes, it might be a case of damage limitation, but they'll have a lot of the ball in front of our back line. City are the best in the league when it comes to just playing it around, keeping hold of it, working their chances, looking for openings, looking for space. Man United will really struggle if we just let City have the football all the time in front of us and only really get onto them when they approach our third. Like, in reality, City are just going to, they'll just pass it around. They will get chances. They will score goals eventually. That's one way to go about it. But I just don't have faith in this particular United side to defend well for 90 minutes against City. That's what it really comes down to. We've got personnel issues. We've got injury issues. And even if we didn't, we're still some way off of dealing with the penetrative passing of Kevin De Bruyne in his pomp and the gastastic finishing of Erling Haaland, who is obviously on one at the moment. He scored 5 the other day. And it's a bad prospect for the likes of, whatever centre-back pairing you've got out there, to be honest. So, yeah, there you go. We're going to get done. Let's see what you guys have got to say, though. That's just my honest opinion. I think we're going to struggle. 6-0 to City, says Cake. 4-0, says Simon Warner. 4-2 to City, says Rajat. 4-1, says Chappie. 4-0 City. Come on, United. Fucking come on, then, United. Let's smash up Porty Oilers for absolute bloody cheating bastards. It can be done. But it's unlikely, mate. Agreed, Tom Pigley. Thank you, Natalia. City 2-0, says Nectar. You're saying 6-0 to Manchester. Early goal equals City massacre. We'll get hammered. So none of us are really feeling that overly confident going into it. In fact, I haven't really seen one person in the chat here say that United are going to win. Not one, which is very sad. Let's just hope for a surprise. Let's just hope for some sort of a turn up. Would be nice. Hey there, 0793, what's going on? Must play. Yes, everyone. Everyone, thanks for being here. If you're just joining the stream, hit that thumbs up button. Smash the subscribe if you're new. Get your thoughts and opinions in about this game. Madhouse says 0-0. Blue Boys going 2-0 City. Alex Walker thinks 1-0 to United, 33-1. Really? It's quite unlikely, though, mate. It's quite unlikely. Imagine a clean sheet. United getting the job done. 2-2 says Abano. Garnacho brace. Right, just one little thing I wanted to talk about as well before we sort of get into the team news and all that sort of stuff and predictions, is I just thought it'd be quite fun if we just did, or we just suggested which Manchester United players would get into a Manchester combined 11 right now. I'm going to go ahead and say, I think maybe one. Honestly, maybe one player, and I think that might be Alejandro Garnacho, based on the form that he's shown this season, and the fact that if you look at City over on that side, they've got Foden though, he's really fucking good. They've got Grealish, he's out injured at the moment anyway, but that's who he's contended with. I could say we could get Alejandro Garnacho in there, I reckon. Could we get Bruno Fernandes in there? Not based on form, he's not getting in there ahead of Kevin De Bruyne, is he? Casemiro's not getting ahead of Rodri. You think Casemiro would? I don't think he's getting in there, personally. I don't know. Maybe Red Olsen. That's a good shout. I mean, Casemiro's definitely in with the conversation. Dallo and Shaw. I have to disagree. I mean, who are the other options? You've got Walker, obviously. I mean, Dallo's had a great season, to be fair. Maybe Dallo's an argument. Dallo could also play on the other side as well. Varane's in the conversation. Rajat, he's in the conversation. But honestly, I think, none, says Malps. Maguire would get into the City team. I think Foden's a brilliant player, to be honest. Yeah, I think Foden's a great player. It would be very tough for Garnacho to dislodge Foden, but I could see Garnacho getting in that team based on this season. He's had a good old season. He's had a good time. He's a great player. But yeah, the point I'm making is there's only three players realistically right now that could even get into that lineup. Rasmus, I mean, as good as Rasmus Højlund has been, if you're just comparing him to Haaland, obviously, you've got to choose Haaland right now. So, yeah, it's Manu on the bench, McTominay. Yeah, we're scraping a barrel a little bit now, yeah. Just a mention of our players just makes me feel pissed off these days. Fair play to Cake. Alvarez better than Garnacho. Okay, so they've got a few options out there. But I think, obviously, Bernardo Silva gets in their team, doesn't it? If in the 11, you've got De Bruyne, obviously. Yeah. I mean, Ederson's going to get in ahead of Onana. Diaz is in there instead of anybody at the back. So it's a mostly City 11. It's a disgrace to say that, really. I'm pretty disgusted with just where Man United are at. We have been an awfully run football club. It's not Ten Hag's fault that this club is so far off where it's supposed to be. It's not like he's just caused all of these issues. Definitely not. Quite the opposite. There's big problems at the club that have happened for years, from the mismanagement since the Glazers have shat the bed completely post-Fergie. This is where we're at. We are talking about a combined City and Man United 11 where we can barely get a player in the 11. What the hell, guys? There you go. That's the reality. Get used to it. It's shite. Obviously need to try and get lots more quality in the summer. Hopefully a new regime will do that and get rid of some of these shite players that we've got. But it is quite disheartening when you think about just how far ahead City are technically, personnel-wise, every sort of which way, but they are cheats, and hopefully they'll get found out at some point. Sing Game says we are sixth with a 0 goal difference. Even the players that look good at United are nowhere near the City level, maybe before they came to United. Maybe. I mean, there was a time, not this season, there was a time where you could argue, oh, you know, Rashford would be getting in this combined 11. Based on last season, he scored 30 goals for us. You could certainly say Bruno Fernandes at one point would be getting in this 11. But now, with the season that they're having right now, if we're just basing it on sort of form, they're both not really in the argument for this combined 11. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, very disappointing, guys. Very disconcerting. That's the way it is right now. And we just got to accept it, that Man United are miles off. It's going to be years to rebuild to get to that point, sadly. And that's just the reality. 82 likes, guys. Keep hitting the thumbs up button if you're just joining the stream. See if we can get this sucker to 100 likes. Interestingly, we're going to look at Erling Haaland's sort of performances against Manchester United. So Haaland's tackled Man United on 4 occasions during his time at Man United, and he's got a record of 3 wins and 1 defeat, and he scored 5 times and registered 3 assists. So it's not like he's not really fond of playing in this fixture. I don't think we've ever really seen the best of him in these games, but obviously he's scored goals, he's got assists, he's in great form. Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland are probably going to run riot on Sunday. Not looking forward to it whatsoever. Let's get stuck in there raw. Hey, guys, I've missed a super chat here. Bloody hell. How did I do that? Guys, can we get some big love in there for Simon Cowie, mate? Let's go, Simon Cowie. Are you still here, Simon? Sorry I missed you. Sorry I missed your super chat there, Simon Cowie. Sent me a 19.99 super chat. So, get in there, Simon. Thank you very much indeed. Let's get some big love in there for Simon Cowie, guys. Very nice of you. He says, Pig, I hate to say this, but I see us getting go Odiamud for. I hate to say this, but I can see us going Odiamud. I think that's supposed to say getting hammered, 4 or 5-0, and we will end up -4 or 5 goal difference, and that kills top 4. And I think Liverpool will knock us out the FA Cup as well, killing our season. Okay, Simon Cowie. I'm sorry to say, I agree with you. Smash a 1 in the chat if you agree with Simon Cowie. I think it's going to be something similar to what you've just said. We'll probably lose this game. We'll have a negative goal difference. We've obviously got Liverpool's coming up in the quarters of the FA Cup, which is the only real thing that can save our season to a degree, is winning a bit of silverware. And I think we probably will lose to them as well. I hope we're wrong. I really hope we can surprise us, so the team can surprise us with some performances and results in those games. But just with how we look, I'm with you. It's not like we're very confident going up against those 2 best teams in the league right now when they're looking a lot better than us. So, yeah, I actually agree with you, mate. And a lot of people in the live chat do there, Simon. Simon, thank you so much for getting in there with that super chat. I have to say I do agree with you. And I hope there's a surprise along the way, though. Let's get into the team news then, guys. Ten Hag's done a presser and stuff, and obviously the second part of it was on tonight. In regards to the team news, Bruno Fernandes is expected to be fit to play. So is Rafael Varane. We know that Maguire's still unavailable. Luke Shaw, Martinez, Marcia, Malacia, Højlund, Mason Mount, and Wan-Bissaka will all definitely be absent. So those guys are definitely not playing. But there were question marks over Bruno Fernandes. There were question marks, of course, over Varane. It looks like those guys will be fit and ready to play. He has said as much, that he said that they fought to be part of the game last time out, and they came well out of the game. I think they will be available for Sunday as well. So, looks confident that there will be Varane and also Bruno Fernandes featuring in that game. Let's get into the predicted team lineup then. So Ten Hag has also said that there won't be any changes made from the previous sort of fixture against Nottingham Forest there in regards to this game. We've got a lot of injury problems. It's not like there's a whole host of options for him to really select from either, in certain positions especially. There should probably be some players dropped based on form. Like some of the players of late have really underperformed. Marcus Rashford, there's no way that he should be anywhere near this starting level right now because he's absolutely Gashford. But he will be playing in the game due to the fact that we don't really have many options. He could play a youngster, but it's a huge game against Manchester City in a derby. You want your big name players on, I suppose, in this particular game. And Rashford, maybe with a point to prove on the back of giving that guff-tastic absolute cringe-fest interview of cringe, will hopefully have the bits between his teeth to try and make something happen. But it's not like a nice selection, is it, to choose somebody who's looking so bang average at the moment. But Rashford probably will play. But let's have a look at the predicted lineup then, guys. This is what the team that I think Eric Ten Hag is going to select. He said that there won't be any changes from last time, but I personally think there will be a change. And we'll get into that here. So this is the predicted lineup for the game against Manchester City. We've got Andre Onana in goals. Amrabat coming in at left back, suspect. But I suppose the other options you could play, maybe Lindo there, Jordi Evans coming in at centre back, something along those lines. But yeah, Amrabat probably coming in to look super suspect at left back again. Lindelof and Varane in the centre back spots. Dalot, one of our better performers this season, coming in at right back. Hopefully has a great game. I personally think there will be a change in the midfield, which is Kobbie Mainoo coming in there. So I think Kobbie Mainoo's just mobility and quality in that midfield. If he turns up and plays like he has done 9 times out of 10 we've seen him this season, then he's going to have a really positive effect on the game, I think, So Casemiro alongside him. This means that McTominay's benched. Well, only until later on in the game. I think McTominay's got a big part to play in this game later on in the game because he is a passionate battler. He knows a derby, likes a derby. Who you can't forget a couple of years back, Scotty scoring a winner in that 2-0 victory against these scummers. McTominay likes a derby. So I would definitely have him featuring in the game later on, but more advanced up the pitch as a goal threat because I don't like him playing deeper in the midfield anyway. It's not his forte, I don't think. So like Cassie and McTominay in the midfield holding, not for me, Carol. Definitely wouldn't go with that. So yeah, hopefully Mainoo comes in there anyway. I think that can be quite realistic to assume. Casemiro and Mainoo in the midfield. And then we've got Anthony Dos Santos coming in there, who is another just an underperforming player. Need to see something from him. Can he get a moment of magic or glory in this derby? If he can, maybe it'll right some of the wrongs of recent times where he's performed like an absolute gashbag. Bruno Fernandes, captain in the side. He will be fit to play. Bruno Fernandes is a massive player for Man United when he's on it. When he's off of his game, which he has been a lot of the time, he's not anywhere near as effective. Like even in the last game, though, he did manage to get an assist, but he was pretty ropey throughout the game. Before that, very ropey indeed. But he plays a lot of games. He never misses a fixture. He's super robust and super committed. He tries very hard out there. But he's obviously a bit of a moaning heads gone merchant sometimes, and he's the captain. And in this particular game, you need captain with that real true grit and determination to try and get a result in this game and to battle the likes of Manchester City. This is a very tough game. Imagine being Man United captain going into a game against City right now. That's a stressful environment. It's a tough day at the office, whichever way you look at it. You've got to have that mentality. You've got to have that competitive edge and that winning mentality and at least lead your side with absolute character. And if we see that, great, but it's a big if, to be fair, because Bruno has looked a little bit sus. I feel like the armband has sort of weighed on him a little bit, like it has a lot of players who've been Manchester United captain in recent times. It does seem to maybe cause that little bit of a pressure or whatever the case may be for certain players. Some players can eat it up and other players melt, a la Slabby Maguire with the armband. So, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony, Alejandro Garnacho must play. Guy's an absolute beast. And then Rashford up top. It's not like we want to see Rashford playing up top, but the options are few. He's already said as much that he's not going to make any changes from the previous game. So we can expect this team lineup to go out there against City. And I have to say, I personally think that City will be looking at this particular team lineup and absolutely creaming themselves at the prospect of playing this Man United side, because it is a mishmash. It is a mishmash guff side. Jarvis Cocky, you absolute handsome bastard. What's going on, mate? How are you being? He says, City are massive favourites for a reason. On a scale from 1 to 100, what would you rate our chances of winning? What a great question. So, my honest opinion on a scale of 1 to 100, chances of winning, well, I'd say 20. 20 out of 100. So, I give us a 20% chance. Essentially, that's what that means, I guess. Give us a 20% chance of winning this game of football, which is probably higher than a lot of you might think. But I'm factoring in the fact that it's a Manchester derby, that it's a passionate game of football, that it could potentially mean that form doesn't really come into it as much as it should. Because Man United, if they turn up and play our best and play with pure passion and determination and organisation and be organised and work for each other, we can get something through in the game. It's a game of football. So I'm giving us a 20% chance of victory. But that means that it's way more likely outcome that City get the game done, obviously. Mate, we missed a super chat here. Thank you very much for the super chat here from the Cake Cadet. Go on, Cake. Thank you very much for the £2 super chat there, Cake Cadet. Big love to him. He says, can we censor Rashford's name? It's pissing me off. I don't know if we can censor it, but we might be able to change it so that when somebody types Rashford, it pops up Gashford. Would that approve? Would you approve of that there, Kate Cadet? Let us know. Stay Clint, what's going on, you legend? Welcome in everybody as well who's in here. Sorry if I missed any of you in the live chat, but shout out to you, all of you legends getting in. We are going to have a big Q&A at the end of this once I've finished rambling, so be patient. We'll get into everyone's thoughts and opinions in a bit. You do need to be subscribed to chat, so hit the subscribe button if you're new and get yourself involved in the conversation. And twat the thumbs up if you're just getting in and hit the subscribe and all that shite. Nice one. Okay, So let's just crack on then with Manchester City sort of team news. Yeah, so Grealish is out injured at this moment in time, but obviously it's Foden who's going to be coming in there, you'd expect. In regards to their lineup, well, it's probably going to be something along the lines of Edison, Walker, Diaz, Stones, Aki, Silva, Rodri, De Bruyne, Doku, Haaland and Foden. That is very much likely for City's lineup for tomorrow. Now, that looks a lot more penetrative than ours. I do worry down that right-hand side, for instance, of, say, Doku up against Sofyan Amrabat. That does not sound good to me, guys. I saw Amrabat in that first half in the last game really struggle at left-back. If he's in the left-back spot, which he probably will be, then I think he's going to struggle again, to be fair. But we'll see. We'll see. But, yeah, I do think that there's going to be some big problems for Man United on Sunday if they're playing that sort of a team lineup based on who we're going to be putting out there. They're just a bit stronger than us at the moment. Mate, I'm in my garage, mate. Yes. I'm in my garage studio here, but it is just essentially a garage made of breeze blocks. So it gets really, really cold in here, and it's pretty chilly in here right now. What is the temperature outside? It's 5 degrees Celsius, so not the coldest, but it's definitely chilly on the old Willy in here, mate. So I do have to wrap up warm. Sorry about that. This looks really weird actually with this collar, with the collar and the hoodie. It does look a bit odd, mate. Thank you so much there, Licky, Texas, for getting in here with your super chat, though. I appreciate that. Get in there, Crazy Joe. Nice one. You're going down, Crazy Joe. Not too bad, Orlando. Okay, so, yeah, they've got a good, strong team. They're in decent form. If we have a look at the team form right now, just going into this game, there's the starting 11 prediction anyway. There may well be a couple of changes, but I've gone with Mainu coming in for McTominay. That may well be different as well. In regards to the form of the both teams, it's not like Manchester United are in terrible form. Yes, we did have a bit of a mare in that Fulham game, didn't we, and absolutely bottle it. But if you look at us in all competitions, we're not doing too badly, but Manchester City are doing what Manchester City do again, which is just picking up wins, even when they sort of have tight games where they don't necessarily look brilliant, like for instance that Bournemouth game the other day. They still managed to get a 1-0 victory, still managed to get a win. That's the sort of team you're dealing with right now. They're just a bit more of a well-oiled machine. So because of that, my prediction is pain. I do think we're going to get done 3-0 in the game, and I hate to say that, but that's genuinely where I'm at with Man United right now and where City are at. Just think we're going to get done. Okay then, pretty disappointing, with what's going on, but hey, there you go. That's how it is. In regards to Bruno Fernandes, though, Bruno Fernandes is expected to play. Did I already say that? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Right. Okay, let's just get into the live chat tonight, guys. It's one of those. I don't really want to dwell on the fact that Man United are going to get absolutely tucked up on Sunday by City. It's very likely to happen. Please do surprise us, United. I'm basically resigned to the fact that United are probably going to have a tough day at the office and we're going to get done. Yeah, I think the likes of Haaland, the likes of De Bruyne, they're just going to be too strong for us right now. If, and it's a big if, Man United turn up and play to the best of our abilities, we can absolutely get something from the game. But unless we absolutely do that, which we haven't done hardly at all this season, very rarely recently, we won't get anything from the game. So that's where I'm at, guys. Let's get stuck into the live chat with your thoughts and opinions now. We're going to have a bit of a Q&A for a little bit. We are doing a cheeky little FIFA stream tonight as well, so make sure you come and hang out with us. A bit later on, we're going to be over on the gaming channel doing some raw FIFA action, so get involved with that. And yeah, let's get stuck into the live chat, everybody. 3-2 to United, you reckon there, Kieran? Interesting. United 1-0, says Malt Licky, Texas. Going to be a shit show. You're going 2-2. I mean, we would take that. I would take that anyway. I would take that because it's just a good result. It's a decent result away on the road against one of the best teams in the league. It'd definitely be a good result. It's crazy how we all just know what's coming. Yeah, I know, Urbano, but football is crazy game, mate. Strange things can happen. Isabel Daisy Taylor says, I think we'll be up for it, but City are just too strong. Yeah, that's probably quite realistic. They're just too decent right now. Even if we do turn up, they should be too much for us. Ollie Khan says, you're being nice, 3-0. I'm looking at 5-0 and Eric Ten Hag showing the door. Well, if we get absolutely hammered, I suppose there could be some sort of a symbolic sacking made. Yeah, if we get absolutely hammered, I mean, if we're that far off of them, I don't think necessarily one game against Man City away at this particular moment in time is going to be the final nail in the coffin because we're expected to get done. Surely, the hierarchy at United are expecting us to get done. Luke CX, thank you for the super chat, Luke. Can we get some big love in there for Luke CX? Nice one, mate. Thank you for the super chat. He says, hi, Piggy and gang. City have not been in super hot form. I think Man United chances are higher. Nice one, Luke. Love that, love that. Well, I love the optimism. They haven't been, have they? City haven't been like they were last season, but they're still City. They still have good form. They still, you know, if you look at that game just recently in the FA Cup against Luton, I know it's Luton, I know it's the FA Cup, but bloody hell, they were absolutely on fire, Haaland banging in 5. You know, I'm not feeling good on the back of that game going to play those guys. City 4. Thank you so much, Luke, you Don. Mr. Leo Jesus, City 4-1. TC Boy says 2-0 to United. You really hope we don't get battered. Foden's going to turn out Amrabat. Hey, the Cinnamon, what's going on, mate? Yeah, very briefly. I mean, my thoughts and opinions are on Marcus Rashford. He's just turning himself into a bit of a fucking egomaniac clown pussy. You know, and I hate to say it, but just keep your head down, shut up and prove it on the football pitch. That's all I want. I hate players coming out to defend themselves, especially when they're playing shite. Oh, you know, getting a bit of criticism because you've had a shite season. Fucking man up and show it on the pitch then. You're paid enough money, you know, you've got to deal with that. If you're a professional athlete, you've got to deal with that. It's going to happen to anybody in that sort of, you know, when you've got that sort of sphere of fame or whatever. You're going to be under scrutiny, and he is no different, and he's got to man up and deal with it, mate. And it's not like this criticism's coming from a place of just hatred, or it's coming from the fact that he is paid a huge amount of money and almost on the dot, as soon as he signed that new contract, he's gone to shite. And so it's based on his performances being subpar and us as Man United fans expecting a certain standard. It's not necessarily about, oh, you're just crap now. No, it's about an effort level thing as well. And I personally think he might defend himself, and he's obviously said that he always tries and gives it his all for Manchester United. And when people are questioning his effort levels and his commitment to the club and all that, then we're talking absolute shite. I don't know about that. If that was the case, then wouldn't you chase down every single ball out there? There's viral clips recently of him just giving up the chase for you know, easy little 5-yard press. He can't be fucked. You know, that's not the actions of somebody who's really fighting tooth and nail for every ball out there. So I think a lot of the criticism has been just of Rashford recently, and the fact that he's coming out and doing this interview, and the fact that United are actually spouting this PR guff and think that this is a good look for Manchester United and for Rashford right now. The fact that United are spouting this PR guff leaves a very sour taste in my mouth, mate. Yeah. Shite, isn't it? Absolute shite from the club. Shite from Rashford. Shut up. Do your talking on the pitch. Get on with it. Justify your 375k a week paycheck, or pack your bags and fuck off. That's where I'm at with it. So I don't really want to dwell too much on the Rashford stuff. It's pathetic. This guy's got a Manchester derby coming up on Sunday. Do something then, Rashford. Do something then, Rashy. That's what I say. Do something in the game to prove your worth, to suggest that you are actually a top player worth that sort of money and that you're fighting tooth and nail for us. Do something then. It's all few and far between with this man. You can't be a one-season wonder. Last season he was brilliant. So what? Let's see what you can do this season, my son. Cinnamon says, we have saying show, don't tell, prove people wrong with actions, not words. Spot on. Completely agree. That's what we need him to do. Cannot be asked to get out of the nightclub to get to training. Exactly. That is crazy. Well, I do think, and we've touched on this a bit, I don't want to dwell on it too much, but yeah, I do think there's an element of mismanagement going on there from Ten Hag on Rashford. Last season, he clearly got the absolute best out of Marcus Rashford, so no criticism there. This season, though, just incidences like that whole missing training due to being out on a bender the night before, just things like that, and not having any real repercussions or punishments for his actions. I think that sets a really bad example to not just the rest of the team, but it sets a bad precedent to Rashford that maybe he can get away with being an absolute nightclub in melt. Thank you, Urbano Valdez. I appreciate you. You think it'll be Lindelof at left back and Evans at centre back? Hey, that could well be the case, Alex Walker. No, that could well be the case. I did say that earlier on. I think that could well be the case, yeah. Jonathan, Rashford isn't a good pro pig. Previously, I would have said that's the case. No, previously I said that's not the case. But actually, in recent times, yeah, you can't really suggest that when you are on a night out and you don't go to training the next day that you're a professional person. I don't think you are. So I don't think he has been. No, I don't think he is. Man City will smash United for City as title on the line. They must win. Yeah, we've even got Liverpool scummers supporting us. Rashford's what defines United promises must play. Spoiled and doesn't do enough to be worth 300 grand. 100% spoiled, absolutely. And there's also, like I say, a big responsibility with Ten Hag there, because he doesn't drop players when they should be dropped, I don't think, often enough. People need kicks up the arse sometimes. It's not that they're not good people. It's not that they're not good players. It's not like they can't come back and do good things. But sometimes people just need a reminder that, hey, you need to keep working hard if you want to play for this team. And if you're not going to meet that standard, then get to fuck. Don't forget the Sancho debacle, gash you all for Sancho. Well, maybe that's what it's all about. Hey, Don Berber, what's happening, my son? How you doing? Get in there. Welcome aboard. Sing Game says, Pig, last season Rashford scored 30 goals but missed 90 plus shots. If he passed, then maybe he scored 60 goals. Yeah, exactly. That's a fair point. He has absolutely got a problem when it comes to selfishness. Dallo's playing great, Pig. He absolutely is. Yeah, he definitely is. Great season he's had. What a real standout season he's had, actually. He's sort of turned this whole situation around at United, looking like a real baller. His whole interview was about, please give me another 5 years on big bucks. Rashford needs to score on Sunday or his role will be in serious question, in my honest opinion. Well, I don't know if it is, because he's not a striker. He's actually not a number 9. We're playing him at number 9 because we don't really have any other options. Well, we could play other players there, but obviously he's the guy who's going to be playing up there instead of Højlund. He's not really a number 9. I don't think he's going to score. G Wolf says he is a person and human being that's going for a lot of problems but need to just work hard and knuckle down now. I mean, yes, it's hard to really know what's going on in people's minds and lives unless you walk a mile in their shoes. That's absolutely true, G Wolf. But I must admit, I would feel a lot better going about my day if I was getting 375k a week. I must admit, I would feel a lot better, G Wolfster. So, that's fair enough though. But he is, it's not necessarily about performing. Performing is something that cannot happen every single time, no matter who you are. That's what she said. But it's about the effort. That's what I want to see. I just want to see the effort. For instance, Rasmus Højlund. This season, many games he's struggled. Not usually his fault because the team's been shite, but many games he's struggled. Has anybody ever questioned Højlund's effort levels? Have you ever looked at Højlund and thought, oh, he's not running, he's not chasing that ball down, he's not making that run into space that he could make, he's not playing the percentages. No, because he fucking works his socks off and you see that. That's the difference. Bruno Fernandes, you might question his passing ability, you might question him giving the ball away, you might question his mentality, you might question his moaning nature. You cannot question his effort levels. You can't question how much he runs around. You can't question how much he presses. You can't question it. It's easy to see, in my opinion, when somebody's busting a lung or working their socks off for a whole game of football, and you can see somebody who's just nonchalantly fattying around, jogging around out there. You can see it. It's a visual thing. And so it's actually quite easy to see a number of games this season where Marcus Rashford has just fucked it off. Yeah, exactly. Effort's a prerequisite. Precisely. That's exactly what I'm saying. It should just be the standard. Luke, what's happening there, Luke? Thank you very much for joining us as well. Again, with another super chat, Luke. Thank you for getting another one in tonight. He says, you have grown your channel very organically and not become a clickbait merchant. As such, what are your top 3 favourite and least favourite moments? Luke CX, thank you so much. Yeah, you're right. We have grown it organically, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, there's no clickbait guff around here. We don't just pump out 3 fake headline clickbait guff videos a day for the sake of it, my son. No, we cover the latest United news as and when it's actually appropriate. But Luke, thank you very much. Top 3 favourite and least favourite moments. From what? From this channel or from, like, Manchester United? What are we talking about, Luke? Sorry, I'm a little bit confused there. Luke, thank you so much for getting in there. Let's get some big love in there for Luke. That's very nice of you. Appreciate you. Hey, what's going on there, Rich Sports? Welcome in the stream, dude. Hello to you. And King Face says you need a UK girl. Crikey. Well, good luck with that one. Ahmad should play. He does deserve a chance. Yeah, he does deserve a chance based on some of the guff we've seen. Marway says Man United players are not versatile. You can't play them all over. They only know their position and that's it. Joe Gamer, straight back, left back. Yeah, I know. Amrabat is not a left back if you ask me. He might be able to play there, but he's not an actual left back. Simon Cowie, you legend, says if Lindelof plays left back, we're in trouble since he's a right-sided player, Pig. You missed Super Chat from me. I actually did read it in the end, Simon. Sorry, I did miss it. But then I went back and I read it, unless I've missed another one. I actually did miss another one. Simon, I missed both your Super Chats tonight, bro. You're going to have to accept my apologies. Thank you, Simon, mate. He says, Pig, we needed to take 4 to 7 seasons to rebuild our first team and our academy. It's another Sir Alex Ferguson-style rebuild. No, it is. It is. You're absolutely right. It is. It's going to take a long time, even from now. But the thing is, the frustrating thing is that the rebuild should have taken place, post-Fergie. We should have had that 5, 6, 7 year period of guff and then been able to get back to the to the heady days. But sadly, because of the mismanagement of the Glazers more than anything, that's where we found ourselves nowhere near that, where we're actually just as bad, if not worse. United is to a big club for Rashford. He can't handle the pressure. Yeah, shouting it with the old super chats there. But thank you so much, Simon Cowie, and everyone else who's got in here with the super chats there, dudes. To answer Luke's question, my favourite moments under, in recent times for Man United would be, in recent times, like, I don't know if we're, post Fergie, it's quite hard to choose, actually, favourite times. But obviously we did win the Europa League under Mourinho. That was pretty sweet. That whole season in general was a bit of a dub, actually, really. I liked last season under Ten Hag, actually. That was a positive season. FA Cup final, League Cup. I can't really be bothered to think anymore, I'll be honest. But there you go. Right, okay, guys. So, So everyone get your final score predictions in there. But I'm thinking 3-0 to Manchester City right now. They're just too potent, too powerful for us, sadly. But that's a great shout. Selling Martial, Rashford and Maguire will be the best moments. Great shout, great shout. So there is a lot of guff. Probably 8 players I could just reel off that should be sent on their way in the summer. If that happens and we get replacements in, we should be a totally different looking side next season. Yeah, there's still going to be fewer of the personnel, but there's fewer of these players you want to keep. There's obviously a bunch of these players you want to keep. A lot of the youngsters you want to keep. The Dallows, the Garnachos of this world. Obviously, these players are great. Hoyland and Crikey, we've got so many good young players. But there's certainly a bunch of senior melts, go down the list, Martial and Maguire and Lindelof even, and just a whole bunch of melters we could easily see part ways with us. Hopefully that will happen in the summer. Yeah, 4-0 says the Cinnamon. If we had 23-year-old Ronaldo, then United 4-2. Can we put Slabby on top of the list? Anyone disagree? I'm with you there, Simon. He's got to go in the summer, of course. He's actually had a decent season this season. Can't really hate on Slabby. He's shown commitment and he's worked his way back into the side, and fair play to him. But he's still not good enough for Manchester United. We've got to look at the standards of this club. And even a best case, Slabby Maguire is not really the right fit for United. He is a good player for the right side. If you're he's not a top 6 player, though, I don't think. He's a player that should be playing for a lesser team where they will be more backs to the wall defending, where they will be more low block. Then he can do well. But for United, he's never really been the right fit. And I don't think he would be the right fit for any of the top sides. Will Eriksen go? Oh, yes, Eriksen will go. And he's another one. He's not up to it anymore. Great player. What a player. Unbelievable player. Great technical player. Passer, everything. Fantastic. He's just over the hill a little bit now. He has had his day. He's got quite a lot of miles on the clock. And I think, even though he's only 30, what is he, 32? Or is he 34 now? He's not like he's really old, though. You would think at his age he'd still be, I think he's 32 or 33. You would think he would still be able to, do the job to high standard. But I think he's just, his legs are going a little bit. His physicality's going a little bit. His conditioning's going a little bit. His ticker's going a little bit, to be honest with you guys, So it's, if I was him, yeah. If I was Man United, I'd be looking at getting him gone in the summer, absolutely. But he was a great signing for us. Yeah, he needs to go to Saudi or MLS. Eriksen has a pacemaker, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that's it. He does, or something similar to a pacemaker. So, yeah, he's Eriksen not the same since heart issue. Yeah, he's obviously done brilliantly to come back, but that sort of thing's really going to put a crimp in your year, Jonathan says Eriksen's a lazy bastard. Jonathan. Do you know what? I've got to be honest with you, Jonathan. I couldn't disagree more with you. I actually really do disagree with you. I think we've seen a physical issue with Eriksen in the last 12 months in particular. But I've never questioned Christian Eriksen's effort before playing for Manchester United. So I actually do disagree with it. I don't think he's a lazy bastard at all. In fact, last season he was running around like a maniac for us, mate. He was like a Terminator, like a cyborg. So I'm not so sure. I don't agree with that. He's 32, yeah, so you'd think 32, you'd think he'd still have a couple of years, but I think it's time for us to close the curtain on his time at United, really, and start looking to the future. Get in there, Simon, 37 years since 86. You have plenty of memories, but the last 10 years, not so many. That's the problem, isn't it? It's been a bit of a depressing period for United, yeah. Just very angry with United at the moment. Rich, I've had enough of a lot of them. Yeah, fair enough, Cake. I feel you that. I feel that as well, absolutely. Man died and came back to life. Give Eriksen a break. I know, it's so true. He does deserve a heck of a lot of credit. Feel sorry for Eriksen. Don't feel sorry for Eriksen. Eriksen's had a great career. You can feel sorry for him that he nearly died and all that. That's terrible. But in regards to his career, he's had a brilliant career. He's had a great time at Spurs. Good time over cameo over in Italy. And then obviously Brentford for a season. They gave him a chance after his incident. And he's gone and signed for United, mate, and had a couple of, I don't think we should feel bad for it. Eriksen's had a great career. But it is just maybe time to call the end to it now. Hey there, Rojan. Zidane in? Not for me, mate. Zidane's only proven to do it at the club that he knows and loves in a league that's not as competitive with a team of absolute Galacticos. And he did do a tremendous job with them, but it's totally different to come in and change United. Definitely not. It's a totally different job. We need a totally different manager. I think Zidane would melt at United, to be honest. He could be great. Who knows? But I still think he would really struggle to get this particular set of United players to play decent football, mate, just like anyone would. Definitely good egg of a player. Your nan got a pacemaker and she got better, so Eriksen has obviously had to... Can he turn water into wine? Rashford taking the bus way harder than Eriksen. Unaliving. Oh my God. Rashford taking the bus was way harder than Eriksen's unaliving. Fucking hell. Yeah, I agree, Rich Sports. Useful signing. Definitely great signing on a free, especially after a good time of it at Brentford. It looked a good sign at the time. He's proved to be a good signing. But yeah, he's just a little bit past it now. I do think it's time to finish. Eriksen was a good player before he nearly died. Now his best is past him. Spot on, agreed. Fair enough. Yeah, you're right. He was a good. You can't argue with the back-to-back Champions Leagues and stuff. But come on, look at that team that he had. Try and get that out of Harry Maguire. Try and get that out of Scott McTominay. It's a different animal. Alonso in next season. Oh, interesting, Mercato. He is having a great time over it in Germany, but ex-Liverpool scummer? Ooh, isn't he going to be a natural replacement for Klopp? Klopp's leaving, obviously, in the summer at Liverpool. Don't you reckon that Xabi Alonso will go and take over there? I do. But, you never know. Yeah, he should join Kane and Dier to help them win nothing at Bayern. He could go to Bayern. Yeah, too much babies in the team. Right, let's read a few more comments out, guys. Well, I've just realised the time. The FIFA stream is supposed to start right now, but I'm going to just read one or two more comments out here. So, yes, please do get your last thoughts and opinions in. Everyone take a second to smash the like button on it. Give us a massive thumbs up on this stream if you haven't done so. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel as well. We're going to be on here daily with all the United news, and, of course, we'll be covering the watch along on Sunday for the Man United game also, so please do come and join us for that. We're doing a FIFA stream tonight, FC24 over on the gaming channel. Let me just go and get you the link. Here it is here, FC24 stream 10, and that's now. It's now. There's the link right there, guys. I'll pin it to the top of the live chat. So at the end of this stream, you can go over there and we'll continue over on the gaming channel. Nice one. Having the guts to say that when your teammate Anthony grew up in the favelas. What's this all about now, lad? Yeah, there's the link right there, guys. So there it is right there. Check it out in the live chat. Click that link. That'll take you over to the gaming channel, and we'll be over there in a few minutes' time. 3 streams in one day. It's a good day. Yes, mate. One on the gaming channel earlier. Cheeky little United preview here. It is what it is, guys. Not feeling confident. You've got to say City just too strong right now. Man United looking very suspect. Ten Hag's got United playing pretty rubbish football. The style isn't there. If we turn up and we give it our all and we're passionate and organised, we've got a chance. It's a game of football. But realistically, we're probably getting pumped and dumped. Thank you, Joel Morris, for subscribing to the channel, my friend. Appreciate that. I can't afford him. He's very expensive, Rich Sports. He looks awesome, to be honest. But it's very expensive. It's too much for me. It's too rich for my blood, lad. The Cooge, thank you for the £5 super chat. He says, Zidane is a ready-made team manager, not a rebuild team manager. Spot on. That's so true. Yeah, he's a ready-made team manager. He's the best of the best manager. Like Guardiola, to be fair. Guardiola needs the best of the best. He's a luxury manager. He likes the Messis, the Xavis, the Iniestas to manage. If not, he wants the Robins and the Riberys to manage at Bayern. And then everybody at City, it's not like he's going to go bring Sheffield Wednesday up to the Premier League and, have to scrimp and shop around in the bargain bin. It's not going to happen. They need the best of the best. I feel like Zidane's literally a luxury manager as well. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, everyone who's hit the like. Rajat says we've got 129 likes. Thanks, everyone, for hitting the thumbs up button. Please do continue to smash the likes before you go. Hit the subscribe if you're new. You can come back after this video is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in about the game. Get your team lineups in the post-live video, in the video comments. Tell me who you think's going to be selected. Also, get your score predictions and goal scorers in there. We always love to hear from you guys. But yeah, great stream tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Great chat as always. Yeah, checkbook managers, exactly. just basically managers that need a blank check to manage, yeah. There you go. Not after a rebuild. I agree. Maybe at the right time, if everything's going well for United, he could be somebody that could come in, but I don't see him doing the rebuild. Legends. Thank you, Cake. Thank you, Rajat, Pete Morris, everyone, all the members of the channel like Madhouse and Simon Cowie. Thank you to all the super chatters tonight, every single one of you, like Simon and the Cooge and everybody else. Thanks to all the members of the channel. Thank you to all the moderators for moderating the chat. We are over here right now. Give me literally 3 minutes. And the stream will start over on the gaming channel, guys. So click that link in the live chat. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Go over there, and I'll see you in a few minutes' time. Come and hang out while we play some games and smash up some falls this Friday evening. Let's be having you. Thanks for watching, guys. Come on, though, United. Let's cause an upset. Let's create a surprise. Let's smash up Baldiolas, Fraudiola melts, and let's do something for once in this Manchester derby. Let's bloody well do it. Come on. Football's a funny old game, and we're going to smash up those City scummers on Sunday. Let's go, United! I don't really believe what I'm saying. I don't really believe what I'm saying. We're going to get done. But fucking come on, United. See you in a bit, everyone. Stay classy, and I'll catch you in a bit. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.